Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe, tap that like button, share with your fellow ghost hunters, and leave a chilling comment. Your support is what keeps this channel alive. When I glanced back at the mirror, the figure had vanished. Staring back at me was only my own pale reflection. A chill seized me, and in a panic, I bolted from the room, racing down the stairs with a scream tearing from my throat. It happened almost 10 years ago. At that time, I was in my late 20s. I had moved from a small provincial town to a big city in search of work. After moving, I had the chance to try a variety of jobs: restaurant server, convenience store work, and even selling items at a market. I had tried almost everything. My most recent job was as a salesperson at a department store, which I had held the longest. But then something unexpected happened. The company I worked for ran into financial problems and had to shut down. Suddenly, I found myself unemployed without warning. After losing my job, I was devastated, but I had to do something. I had to look for work. Months passed without any success, and my savings began to dwindle while my expenses kept rising each day. At first, I thought I was just being picky and letting good opportunities pass me by. But honestly, I had no special skills or higher education, which made job hunting much more difficult. All I could do was look for simple, low-skill jobs that anyone could handle. Then one day, I happened to come across a flyer posted on a wall in a small alley. The flyer said they were hiring massage staff, no experience required, and what caught my attention most was the note that they would offer training. It was surprisingly good news. As everyone knows, traditional or professional massage requires skill, knowledge of pressure points, and proper training. Realizing I had little choice and nothing to lose, I decided to call the number on the flyer. After a short wait, someone answered. It was the owner of the shop. She said that if I was interested, I could come to the shop to work. I remember feeling a bit strange at that moment, because the owner didn't ask me many questions and just told me to come. Maybe she preferred to talk face-to-face instead. With a little bit of hope, I decided to go to the shop. I had never thought about becoming a massage therapist before, but somehow I felt this job might be my last chance to support myself in the big city. Moreover, the shop didn't require prior experience, and the owner said she would personally train me. That made me feel more at ease. I thought massage work might not be too difficult, just following basic steps. All of this sounded fine, but I couldn't shake a strange feeling of unease. When I arrived, I found the massage shop deep inside a narrow alley that looked deserted, even in the daytime. The alley was lined with old buildings and empty warehouses. The structures were left to decay, with peeling paint, cracked walls, and a brick-paved road full of holes and uneven surfaces. Everything looked so bad that it seemed to warn people to stay away. The massage shop itself was at the end of the alley, in a 2-story, dilapidated commercial building. A small wooden sign in front was the only indication that a massage shop was there. The shop's condition was no better than the buildings I had passed. The front glass was partially cracked. The entrance door was rusty and creaked open. From the very first step inside, the atmosphere felt heavy and eerie. When I opened the door, I saw the owner sitting alone behind the counter, waiting for customers. I introduced myself, and we began talking. During our conversation, the owner explained the job and how much I would be paid. Once everything was discussed and agreed upon, she led me to the back of the shop, which was the main service area. Inside, there were 3 small massage rooms separated by faded, damp-smelling curtains that seemed like they had never been properly washed. The walls were speckled with stains, and some corners were still filled with cobwebs. Judging by the state of the place, it was clear it hadn't been thoroughly cleaned in a long time. The owner said she would demonstrate some basics and asked me to lie down on a bed. She began teaching me the basic massage techniques for relaxation: legs, shoulders, back, and so on. While demonstrating, she repeatedly emphasized that the shop focused only on simple massages, not professional-level techniques, and that there was no need to use much pressure. The customers here preferred simple treatments, and it was enough for them to feel relaxed. After teaching me for quite some time, she brought me back to the front and scheduled my first work day for the next morning. I went home feeling extremely happy. I thought I had finally found a job and wouldn't have to worry about expenses at the end of the month. The next morning, I returned to the shop to begin my first day of work. The tasks weren't many, partly because there were not many customers. Most of my work involved cleaning and talking with the owner. We discussed various topics, including the shop's old and deteriorating condition. I asked how long she had been running the shop, why she had always been alone, and why she hadn't found a new location, and we joked around casually. At one point, I casually asked, "What's upstairs like? Why don't you use the second floor?" My question visibly changed her expression. She didn't say much, only briefly replying that the upstairs was empty, used as storage, and full of dust, so there was no need to go up. Her tone and expression were firm, which made me feel a little uneasy, but I didn't dwell on it and let it pass. Work at the massage shop went smoothly. After 3 to 4 days, I had some opportunities to give massages to customers, though not many. I began to understand why the owner ran the shop alone. It was probably due to the small number of customers. However, one strange thing occurred. While working in the shop, I could sense an odd atmosphere. It wasn't just the silence, it felt as if something was watching me from somewhere. One day, while giving a massage alone because the owner had gone out, I finished my session and escorted the customer to the front as usual. After the customer left, I felt a chill run through my body, sensing someone was watching me from the second-floor stairs. At one point, something seemed to move quickly across the stairs. Curious about what was on the second floor, I decided to ignore the owner's warning. I slowly climbed the old dusty stairs. Upon reaching the second floor, a cold, inexplicable wind hit me. What I saw in front of me were 4 to 5 massage rooms lined up. All were old and decaying, without even interior doors, filled with trash and filth. However, the last room was different. It was the only room with a door, slightly ajar. I decided to peek inside. When I opened the door, I was surprised. The room was fully equipped for massage, almost free of trash, with a bed, a large mirror, and well-kept shelves, ready to receive a customer. As I looked around, I felt a chill. My eyes fell on the old mirror. It reflected me standing there, but the scariest sight was a woman in a similar uniform, with short shoulder-length hair and a plump figure, standing sideways behind me in the reflection. Although it was daytime, the second floor was covered with curtains, making the light dim. The woman's proximity made the reflection strikingly clear. I was startled and quickly turned around, but there was no one there. When I looked back at the mirror, I saw only my own reflection. Panicked, I ran out of the room and down the stairs, only to find the owner waiting at the bottom. It was as if she somehow knew that I would definitely sneak upstairs. When she saw me, the owner scolded me loudly, saying,
"I told you not to go up there, didn't I?"
I tried to ask about what I had encountered, my voice stammering and hesitant. The owner didn't say anything at first, but once I collected myself, she began to explain. She told me that, in the past, this massage shop allowed customers to use the second floor. Back then, there were about 2 or 3 staff members working there. One of them was a senior and experienced staff at the shop. She was very hardworking and always the last to leave. One day, while everyone was preparing to leave, a man came in for a massage. The owner refused, explaining that the shop was about to close. However, the staff saw it as a good opportunity to earn extra money, so she volunteered to provide the massage herself. Meanwhile, the owner had left and gone home, leaving the staff alone with the customer. Unexpectedly, the situation turned tragic. The man attacked her, leaving her severely injured, and she died right on the spot on the second floor. The owner was the one who found her body the next morning. Since that day, her spirit remained there, refusing to leave. Many other staff and customers witnessed strange occurrences, and eventually, it became impossible to continue operating the second floor. The owner then decided to move the massage operations to the ground floor. Hearing this, I shivered all over. I had never experienced anything like it before and felt too scared to stay. I decided to resign immediately that same day. Later, I learned that the owner decided to close permanently a couple of months after I resigned.